A week before New Year's Eve I was fired from my company. On a cold and windy night I ran to my best friend's house and cried until my eyes blurred. Nina, the boss, stole my idea and let me take the blame. I curse him to have diarrhea on the highway in the New Year's traffic jam. I touched my girlfriend's waist without realizing it, and it was a little hard and a little thick. I looked up at her and said, "You've grown taller?" My bestie replied, "You're holding me wrong. That's my brother." "It's not my fault. What guy wears pink plush cartoon pajamas?" When I dried my tears and put on my glasses again, I could see that what was sitting on the sofa was a cool, handsome man with broad shoulders and narrow waist and long legs, a natural clothes rack with a cool and ascetic face, wearing that pink pajamas out of high fashion. I squeezed out a smile. "Ryan, when did you return to China?" Pei-Mai looked up slightly. "Just now. No wonder he looked tired. So he just got off the plane. It seems I came at a bad timed. I got up to say goodbye but was stopped by Nina. "It's snowing so hard outside, you can't even get a car. What are you going back to?" I couldn't refuse. Nina threw me a green nightgown. "Look, matching family pajamas. I bought one for you too. You're sleeping with me tonight." I looked at the clothes in my hand. It was furry, the same style as Pei-Mai, but his is custom hot pink. Mine is neon lime green. I am a little resistant. If I wear this clothes on my body, I have to be single for the rest of my life. I didn't look back. The pajamas in my hand flew away. Pei-Mai stood up, 1 meter 9 height, to bring me some sense of oppression. He took off his pink top in front of me, revealing a powerful body with 8-pack abs. Before I could take a closer look, he quickly put on his true love green. "You wear pink." The freshly removed pajamas with their body heat and the cold, woody scent of his body were just shoved into my hands. My face burned a little at the heat. Pei-Mai already got up and went upstairs, only throwing down a sentence, "I'm going to catch up on my sleep. You two don't tear the house apart." Half of my face was buried in my pink pajamas, and I asked Nina in a lowered voice, "Is your brother interested in me?" Nina rolled her eyes at me. "Early for you to get down. You said it is not appropriate. Now late." Pei-Mai returned to China. This time is back to matchmaking. The other party is the only daughter of Pei's biggest partner. Victoria graduated from Ivy League, smart and beautiful, from ankle to hair is exquisite. It is said that the parents of the two families have made a connection, and after meeting there is no big problem. The marriage can be finalized. It's a good match, a strong union. When I think of such a superb handsome man will soon become a married man, my heart aches to the point of not being able to breathe. The pain of taking the blame for being laid off years ago was not a millionth of this pain. Nina showed no mercy and continued to turn up the heat on me. "You useless thing, you pushed back when I asked you to confess your love. Now it's good. The man of the house is married and the bride is not you." I was so apologetic. I thought to myself, if him like this, would he dare to look at me if I dared to confess to him? I know what I'm talking about. The second floor poked out a wet handsome head. "Pei-Mai, little sister, help me find clothes. No time." Nina didn't even raise her head. "Let Soph find it for you." There was no sound from upstairs. I panicked and refused. Nina raised her voice and shouted, "Soph won't help you either. You're naked." In the middle of the day, Pei-Mui's voice came from upstairs. Soft, low magnetic voice like with hooks lingering into my ears. "Please. I often come to Pei's house, but it's the first time I enter Pei-Mui's room. The good thing is that the layout is similar." I opened the closet, clear home clothes, with my eyesight to identify. Only the color and pattern is different. Before I came in, Pei-Mai went into the bathroom again. I asked, "Ryan, what color do you want?" "Whatever. So I took a random white one." The bathroom door opened a crack and handed it in. A few moments later, "I don't like this one. I took another black one." The corner of my shirt flicked, bringing out an exquisitely wrapped box. The box fell to the floor, revealing the corner of an envelope inside. The envelope looked inexplicably familiar to me, so I quietly pulled it out and was struck by lightning. That was the love letter I wrote to Pei-Mai in high school. "What are you looking at?" Pei-Mai did not know when he came out of the bathroom and poked his head out to look at me. I was shocked. My hands were faster than my brain, quickly pulling the envelope out and stuffing it into my sleeve. No. Nothing. I pinched the box like it was a bomb. "Ryan, what's in this box?" "Something from a long time ago. I don't remember. That I let out a long breath of relief. "It's good that I don't remembered." He crossed over to me and took the black dress I was holding, with only a towel around his waist. Droplets of water dripped from the ends of his hair and ran down his abs into the "Still not leaving? Are you going to watch me change my clothes?" Pei-Mai said, his hand really wanting to untie the bath towel. I put down the box and took the road to escape. Pei-Mai is Seattle's most successful business, nouveau riche, the pride of heaven. As for me, to put it nicely, I am a single-parent family. To put it badly, I am a stray kid that no one wants. Pei-Mai is the bright moon in the sky. I am the gutter. My favorite. Say it all is an insult to Pei-Mai, but this realization also not at the beginning. When I was in high school, when I met Nina because of the competition and became good friends, everyone said that I was climbing up the ladder, attempting to pick up the rich girl and fly high. I was too young and full of courage to be affected by these rumors. Nina and I continued to go to school together, brushing up on problems together and scolding students who cut in line in the cafeteria. In my senior year, Nina and I won the competition championship. Nina said to me, "Thanks to the school bully for taking me to fly." I said to Nina, "Thanks to the rich woman for paying for my meals." I stood on the podium and stomped on all the words that mocked me. It was also that day that I met Pei Mai. For the first time. We used the prize money to organize a small celebration banquet. We ate at roadside stalls and drank small cokes. At 2 o'clock in the morning, Nina and I squatted on the side of the road in our school uniforms, like two blue mushrooms. Pei Mui's car just stopped in front of us. Long legs, black suit, broken hair on his forehead shining under the street light. He leaned down and looked at me and Nina like two stray dogs. I hiccuped, feeling drunk even though I hadn't been drinking. "Nina, this handsome guy is so good looking. Want a kiss?" Nina looked up, screamed, pulled me and ran. "I don't understand. What are you running for? I haven't even added you on WeChat yet." "Nina, you fucking don't want to die. That's my brother." The result is that the two of us were Pei Mai blocked in the alley, one in each hand, pinching the collar back to Pei's house, for not returning home at night. Was scolded. I don't remember what I scolded. Full of heart and eyes are, "Ryan brother is so handsome, oh, want to kiss." At that time he was already in his third year of college and at the same time he started his own business and became a rising star in the business world. He was a rising star in the business world. With his good studies, good looks, and good family background, he naturally attracted a lot of suitors. I secretly discussed with Nina, "Can I go after your brother?" Nina said firmly, "Yes, go, fuck him," fearlessly. I really wrote a love letter and quietly stuffed it into Pei Mui's pocket. The stone sank without a trace. I do not give up. Write a second letter. Before the second letter was sent out, on the way out of school, my school bag was snatched by Amber. She cheekily pulled out the medicine I just bought for my grandmother. A box of 300 can't be reimbursed. That's what I bought with my entire bonus. A total of 6 boxes can be taken for half a year. It's my grandmother's life. She stepped her foot on the medicine box and with a little force the medicine can't be taken. What kind of status? Still want to chase Ryan? Do you deserve it? She pinched the remaining 5 boxes and asked me, "Do you want to go back?" Wanted to eat the love letter and I'll give it back. Young pride is strong and fragile and being nice to someone is far less important than my grandmother's life. I tore off the envelope and stuffed it into my mouth, along with my liking, my courage, and chewed it hard, turning to see Pei Mai who came at some point. He stood in the sunlight still shining. I hid in the shadows surrounded by wolves. I never mentioned that like again. I don't deserve it. Pei Mai was nowhere to be found early the next morning, so I, a hobo, was relieved to be nestled in Nina's bedroom, sighing at the ceiling. Nina patted me. "What are you sighing for? I'm going to tear your boss apart." "I don't have to. If you're working on a development project, can't you leave a few potholes to save your life?" It was close to noon when the call finally came in. Kevin's voice sounded like his ass was on fire. "Soft, I'm downstairs. I am here to pick you up." I snorted. "Did Boss Fu forget that I've already been fired and you're the main developer of that project? Don't come and get me." Kevin's voice became more anxious even with pleading. "Soft Nguyen, I was wrong. This project is going to have a meeting with Titan Corp today. If you don't help me, it'll be finished. $300,000, call first." Kevin gritted his back teeth. "Deal." After hanging up the phone, Nina looked at me with contempt. "You still curse the boss to have diarrhea at high speed. I think you're the one with the black heart," she said. "But, do you know whose company Titan Corp is?" "No, but I'll find out soon enough." Titan Corp conference room. I followed Kevin's back to take a seat and when I looked up I met Pei Mui's cold eyes. The tip of my heart trembled. I hid behind Kevin and took my cell phone to search Titan Corp legal person. Pei Mai. Today I don't know if he ate the wrong drugs, staring straight at me the whole time, itching to stare right through my face. I was on pins and needles, introducing the project while recalling what was presumptuous yesterday. It seems like nothing, Miss Su. As far as I know you just lost your job. What is your relationship with Mr. Fu? After the introduction of the project, Pei Mai opened his mouth and asked the whole conference room to be quiet. I thought about it for a while and thought that the last possible thing was that I had just finished scolding my boss last night and then turned around and reported on the project with my boss, and this kind of behavior fell in the eyes of Titan Corp, the father of the first party. This project is not reliable. Thinking of the $300,000 that hadn't been warmed up yet, I quieted my mind and opened my mouth to explain. "Kevin is my boyfriend. Yesterday we just quarreled over personal matters. It has nothing to do with the project. Mr. Pierce can rest assured." Kevin nodded his head frantically under the hint of my eyes. Yes, it's just a couple's quarrel. I am sorry for the trouble. In order to seek the truth, Kevin even pulled my hand, looking like he had already made up. Pei Mai didn't say a word, coldly got up and left the conference room. The remaining people froze. Everyone made eye contact with each other. This project, is it signed, or not? Waiting time to go to the restroom. As soon as I went out, I saw Pei Mai standing in the aisle. He hooked his hand at me, and when I approached, his slender hand was stretched out in front of me. Thief, give me back my things. What things? Pei Mai's hand pressed down on the wall behind me, his face meaningless. Mine, the love letter. My face flushed red. Didn't he say he didn't remember? Isn't this remembering it quite clearly? Ryan, you have so many love letters. Did you lose them yourself? I went home to help you find. I wanted to run. Was Pei Mai dragged? He also did not press the wall, his hand directly around my waist, hot hands pressed on the side of my waist, hot, half of my body red warm, playing dumb, right? I only have that one love letter in my house. How could I have lost it? My brain was fried. What was he talking about? He only has my love letter in his bedroom. Then he, is it, Mr. Pierce? The unfamiliar voice sounded at my side and my thoughts instantly returned. Pei Mai's hand was confiscated back, and in front of the assistant it was still encircled around my waist. What is it? Pei Mai was not happy. Ethan, the assistant, didn't look away. Mr. Pierce, your blind date has arrived. Instantly, it was like I was splashed with cool water and all my sanity returned. How could I forget that Pei Mai returned to China just for the purpose of a blind date and marriage? It's such a time. What is my mind messing with? I pushed Pei Mai's hand away. Mr. Pierce, without anything else I'll go back to the conference room. My boyfriend is still waiting for me. After saying that, I turned around and left. This time I waited until it was dark. In the middle, I saw through the glass door of the conference room. Pei Mai accompanied a tall, exquisitely dressed beauty out the door and never came back. A few moments later, Ethan came in with a wooden face. I am sorry. Mr. Pierce has an important personal matter to deal with right now. Today's meeting is cancelled. Kevin pressed. Then we have this project. Ethan, Mr. Pierce invites you to attend the group's party the day after tomorrow. Kevin's heart put down half, smilingly took me downstairs. The front desk on the first floor is gossiping. Gosh, Mr. Pierce's girlfriend is so pretty and elegant. Of course, she's the daughter of the Ching family. The arranged marriage is not something I can think about, he said. Yes, Pei Mai is not something I can fantasize about. Their blind date, it should go well, right? Ivy League socialite, who wouldn't like it? Soph. My arm was violently yanked, and when I looked back, Kevin angrily scolded at me. Soul gone. You had to run into the road. Kevin cursed and shoved me into the car, stepped on the gas and sent me to the downstairs of my neighborhood. There was another car parked in front of the door. From the car label, this car is very expensive. I don't know how long it had been parked, but the car was covered with a thin layer of snow. The next second the headlights are bright, shining. Me almost cannot open my eyes. Pei Mai got out of the car, stood in front of the car, fingertips smoke dense. There is a dark red light flickering. Soft. Pei Mai stretched out his hand. Come here. Kevin attentively get out of the car. Hold Pei Mai's hand. Mr. Pierce, I can't believe that you are still waiting for me at this late hour. What are your orders? Pei Mai drew back his hand and spoke lightly. I'm looking for Sue. Sophomore. Kevin smiled like a flower. Good to talk. What do you want to find her for? Pei Mai choked. Taking someone's girlfriend away in front of their boyfriend, this is something he can do but not good to say. However, Kevin is a very discerning person and did not wait for Pei Mai to open his mouth, and urged me to get off the car. Hurry, hurry, Soph. Mr. Pierce wants to see you for something. Kevin eagerly pushed me to Pei Mai's side. If Mr. Pierce has something to tell Soph, we will cooperate fully. I won't keep you guys up. I'm leaving now. Kevin was in a hurry to go home, left the words and started the car, took off, the sparse snowflakes falling scattered, not as cold as Pei Mai's cold smile. Your vision is not good. I lowered my head, a meter away from him. Mr. Pierce, what do you want to see me about? What did you call me? I rephrase. Ryan. He grunts again, this time in a better mood. Get in. I opened the back door and Pei Mai stared at me in the rearview mirror. What? Take me as a driver. Sit in the passenger side. Let sister-in-law know is not good. His expression did not change, did not say a word, just staring at me with the rearview mirror. A moment I cannot hold out. Pull open the passenger seat. To Pei's home. Pei Mai led me straight into his bedroom. He nestled into the sofa like a grandpa. Find it. I am not sure what I'm looking for, but I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Pei Mai smiled. My love letter. I threw it away. I broke down and just wanted to turn the page on this topic. He didn't get angry either, just teetered on his feet and said a new request, then rewrite it. Rewrite my love letter from 5 years ago? What a shameful thing that would have to be. I forgot. Pei Mai looked up. It's okay, I remember. I'll memorize it. You write it. Dear Ryan. Pei Mai should be in a good mood right now, because his voice took on the hook again, drilling into his ears word by word. I am sitting on the edge of my seat, not just hooked, but annoyed. Anyone who rewrites a love letter from years ago would be So ashamed that they would want to hit the wall, right? Paimai is not. He word by word, slowly and methodically recite the love letter I gave him many years ago. Not only memorized, he also commented, there was a typo in this sentence. Soph didn't write it carefully. And this one, Ryan, will you take me home? Gee, how can a kid write something like that when he's not learning? My face was red, and the words I wrote could not poke his face out. But Paimai had no shame and read the last sentence without changing his face. Ryan, can you give me the chance to like you? He wrapped up and stopped his voice, and the room fell into a kind of silence. After a long time he added yes, like he was talking to himself and like he was giving a reply to that little girl he had a crush on all those years ago. My heart stopped for a beat, only a beat, and then as attacked all over the body embarrassment, I threw the pen away and pressed Paimai onto the couch and sank in a few more points. I asked him, is it fun? Isn't it fulfilling to tease me? A girl who had a crush on him 5 years ago would still have a crush on him when she saw him again 5 years later. So he can take the girl's favorite as a pastime to pass the time. Paimai, this is a love letter from 5 years ago and a favorite from 5 years ago. I said to him, now, I don't like you anymore. So please be a good matchmaker and marry the arranged marriage object properly. Don't try to tease me again. Soph's fondness for Paimai can only exist in the past. I let go of him, left the couch and left Pai's house. Back in my small apartment, the pink plush pajamas were still hanging by my bed. I locked myself in my room, muddled, not knowing black from white. It was only when Kevin's call came in that I realized with a jolt that it was the day of the dinner party. Kevin was already waiting downstairs, and in the car with him was Kevin's wife. It's such a big occasion, I wanted my wife to see it. Kevin hemmed and hawed at his wife. I understood and envied. Although Kevin, the boss, has a big heart and is stingy, but he can't say anything about his wife. Soon, the car drove into the banquet hotel. Kevin attentively helped his wife out of the car, threw me away, and happily took his wife away. Another group of luxury cars drove up. Paimai carried Victoria out of the car door. Instantly, the flash swept across the scene, illuminating the hotel door like a star-red carpet. Paimai is cold and handsome, Victoria is beautiful and noble. The two people in the crowd's blessing really is a pair of people. A group of people, hot and lively, cluster them and go. I fell at the end, walking in the silence after the hustle and bustle. Halfway through the reception, I could not find Kevin's figure. This reception is to talk about the project. Cannot find people how to talk. I looked around the banquet hall and walked down the aisle of the lounge. Just after turning the corner, I heard Kevin's pained cry, Mr. Pierce, why did you hit me? Paimai was surrounded by the smell of alcohol, revealing some of the usual ruffian air of a cockney, very different from his everyday cool appearance. At this moment he was yanking Kevin's collar and slammed another punch into Kevin's face. Aren't you Soph's boyfriend? And who is the woman you brought today? Kevin was shocked, agreed, and still didn't dare to fight back. All sorts of emotions went to his head and he actually cried, oh, today's person is my wife. Wow, I brought my wife to how to be beaten. I didn't mess around. Paimai didn't let him off the hook. You mean to say that Soph is mistress? Kevin collapsed. What mistress? I have nothing to do with her. During the meeting she just said that. I just cooperate. Mr. Pierce, if you like her you can go after her yourself. Why do you hit me? Sharp line of sight swept to me. I was shocked and turned my head to run. Soph, Paimai's voice rang out with a bit of dangerous breath. Come here. I stopped hard. My intuition told me that if I ran away and he caught me, my fate would be even worse. I shuffled over and squeezed out a smile. Ryan. He tugs on my hand and pulls me into the nearby lounge. There were no lights on in the lounge and he didn't release his grip on my hand. His hand was hot, so hot that my palms were slightly sweaty. In the darkness I could feel my breathing messing with the rhythm. Soph. Paimai's murmurs mingled with the scent of whiskey, steaming and confusing one's thoughts. He lowered his head, searching for my lips, and kissed them with a bit of urgency and dryness. I was forced to raise my head to meet him. Occasionally when my thoughts cleared I tried to struggle. Paimai brought some agitation and danger. Soph, don't push me away unless you don't want to. In the darkness he waited silently for a moment, waiting for my reply. The sight burned and scalded me, making me shiver slightly. The man I've had a crush on for 5 years, the one I grew up in a corner looking at from afar, speak out like, are not worthy of each other's people. The heart of a cross. I grabbed Paimai's collar to come closer and kissed back like him. Go to the fucking unworthy. Today I just want to give myself 5 years of crush time. An explanation. Soph likes Paimai, has always liked Paimai. The people outside the door gradually left, but I sank in the vortex named Paimai like a flying insect that fights fire. Burned my last strength, until Victoria's voice sounded outside the door. Where is Paimai? Just now, obviously still here. Victoria was looking for someone and was also on the phone. She tried to push the door but didn't push it open, and could only speak to the person on the other end of the phone first. Mom, don't worry, they'll find Makino in a moment and have him send me back. A door away, her voice through This door ruthlessly slapped me twice. Yusuf, what are you doing? Do you even want to lose your face? I struggled to push Pei Mai away. In the darkness I parted my face in some distress. The former male god, it's just like this. Now that I've kissed and touched, you can go. I feigned generosity but my fingers couldn't stop trembling. Pei Mai was silent for a long time and when he opened his mouth, his voice was aggravated. Soft. You really don't like me anymore, I laughed dryly. Who would like a person for so long outdated? After a large silence he let go of me, his hand losing its source of heat and tinted with a coolness. He opened the door and went out and I stood alone in the darkness feeling a piece of my heart being ripped out of my chest and a piercingly cool wind filling me. After that things seemed to return to normal. Kevin successfully signed the contract and took the order for the project only to subsequently never see Pei Mai again. I also completely get my commission planning how to spend New Year's Eve alone. At this juncture, Nina was sick. I rushed to her house in the middle of the night and when I opened the door Nina's eyes were red as rabbits. She hugged me and wooed. It's horrible, my brother seems to have fallen out with Victoria. He's been totally out of love for the past few days, making a scene and wooing me hard. Soft. We promised to share the same pain, you can't just leave me alone. Woo 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 woo. Nina was still crying. Pei Mui's voice sounded again on the second floor. Little sister, I'm hungry. Nina broke down again. He doesn't want to hire a personal chef, he doesn't eat takeout, and he wants me to cook. How can I cook? Let him starve to death. The second floor. Pei Mai sighed quietly. Forget it, no one loves me. Moments later a hot search appeared out of nowhere. Pei Mai, she said, to starve me to death. Instantly the company's phone calls, the shareholders' phone calls and the phone calls of Ocean's parents burst Pei's family's landline. Nina held the cell phone. Shrill burst. Pei Mai, you want to go crazy with a small number. Crazy, do not use a large number. Hello. So a moment of work, I already understand. Nina is not sick. Nina's voice is broken by their own shouting. I sighed. I'll do it. Nina was in tears, and after thanking me 100 times she flamed back to her room, closed the door, locked it, and got away from everything. I didn't know how long Pei Mai had been starving, and after thinking about it for a while I made him a noodle. After making it I just went out of the kitchen and saw that Pei Mai had already come downstairs and was nestled on the sofa. The hairstyle turned into a chicken nest head, messy, resting on the forehead. The white shirt he was wearing was unbuttoned a few times, vaguely revealing a bit of pectoral muscle. The whole man looked scribbly with an eclectic sexiness. It's kind of nice, and I steal a few glances. I offered him the pasta. Ryan, why don't you eat? He doesn't move, and halfway through the meal he looks up, his usual sharp eyes now looking a little good-natured. You feed me. I felt like I'd misheard him. He repeats, I'll eat if Soft feeds me. I awkwardly refused. For things like eating, Ryan is better off doing it himself. Pei Mai didn't force him to do so. He just sighed quietly and pulled out his cell phone. I always felt that this scene was a bit familiar. A while later another hot search. Pei Mai, forget about starving to death, it's better than being disliked. Nina screamed in her bedroom. Pei Mai, you go outside and die. I resigned myself to picking up the bowl. Open your mouth. Pei Mai obediently opened his mouth. Like a well-behaved child he cooperated and ate all the noodles one bite at a time. After washing up he pulled out a storybook and shoved it to me. Tell me a story. He said with a straight face. I couldn't help but remind Ryan, you're out of love, not out of your mind. Pei Mai sighed quietly and pulled out his phone. Okay, I'll talk. I resigned myself to the fact that there is no half-reasoning with people who are out of love and irrational. Flipping open the book I froze for a moment, thinking it was a pirated copy, but from the cover to the accompanying pictures are exquisite, and it is not like a pirated copy. Pei Mai urged me. I settled down and began to read. In a distant forest there was a clever hunter named Gargamel. One day he picked up a blue mushroom. Pei Mai interjected, or picked up the blue mushroom when it was very small. But the blue mushroom was afraid that Gargamel would eat it, so it ran away. Pei Mai, the heartless blue mushroom. Years later the blue mushroom met Gargamel again. The blue mushroom had grown up and was full of courage and was no longer afraid of Gargamel, and so they lived happily together. After the story was finished I closed the book, and when I raised my eyes I saw Pei Mai, who had come closer at some point. A face close at hand, so close that breath can be entangled together. How about you, Sue Sophomore? He asked. Do you have the courage now? Being the god of many years staring so face to face I instinctively blushed. My second reaction was to back away, but there was no chance. His hand wraps around my back and presses down on the back of my heart, cutting off the escape route. Don't try to fool me again, and don't try to lie to me again. Sue Soph, do you, in the end, have the slightest thought about me? I was a little panicked by the temperature of my back. I am afraid that he's still fooling me this time, just like before when he teased me while on a blind date. I couldn't answer and didn't dare to meet his eyes, lowering my head a little woefully. He came a few more points closer, his warm breath fluttering on my ears, tingly, easily controlling the frequency of my heartbeat. You Soph, I've been thinking about you. Inappropriately all along. From the first time I saw you on the side of the road, I've had non-consensual thoughts about you, wanting to make you mine alone, but you're so small and timid I'm afraid to startle you. Soph, now you have no chance to run away. There were warm kisses falling on my face, moving lightly bit by bit until they kissed my lips. My brain turned into chaos. But how is it possible? How can he? Pei Muyo parted a little bit. The corners of his eyes were tinted with pink color, looking sexy as hell. I've already seduced so obviously, can't you see it? Who would undress in the living room in front of outsiders, who would let a random little girl with no family into their bedroom and easily find that dusty love letter. He was so close to standing in front of her and saying in person, Soph, I like you, but she is too timid. 5 years ago, because of the provocation of her classmates, she hunkered down in her own world and refused to explore a step. Direct confession will scare her, can only follow the lure. Originally he had a long time, but she said she has a boyfriend, and holding hands with someone else in front of him, the seduction plan instantly collapses. He can't wait. So he began to express, ready to snatch, even ready to snatch if not to go to mistress until the party, knowing that the man is not her boyfriend, but just an excuse to put him off. Very good, no need to do mistress. Soph, you don't have a chance to run away. Again, Soph, if you don't want to push me away. Pei Mai murmured on his lips and kissed again. There were pre-New Year's fireworks exploding at the window, brilliant and eye-catching. Soph, is there any rice left? I'm hungry too. Nina's voice exploded. I subconsciously pushed Pei Mai away but didn't push. He still maintained the position of pressing me onto the sofa, looking at me and raising his eyebrows. As if to say, really push but even if you push, I'm not leaving. I got anxious and lowered my voice. Nina's coming down. Oh, so what? Pei Mai turned into a scoundrel, slowly and methodically pecking a few more times on his lips. It's not like we're the ones who are embarrassed. After a long period of silence, Nina then, home leave you guys, I go. The after-years parties were starting to get more frequent and the class president of the high school was gathering people for a reunion. It wasn't long before Nina and I were circled. Class president. Su Soph and Pei smiling. Ray sisters, you two come or not? I was about to reply when my cell phone was jerked away by Pei Mai. Soph, I can't find my clothes again. In fact, his closet of clothes really makes no difference, which one to wear is the same, but Pei Mai is not. He played rogue and pulled my hand to press it on his abs. Please. I blushed and resigned myself to looking for clothes. Just such an opening. Pei Mai blew up my class group. The cause was that after Pei Mai got his phone without saying a word, he first sent a picture of me with him into the group. In a large swipe of crush object again -1. Interspersed with a different message. Amber frowny face. The sparrow successfully climbed the branch, just like you. It's just Ryan playing around. Do you really think you're a dish? Class monitor. Amber, what are you talking about? Amber, what's wrong with what I said? High school with subsidies to go to school, have to be friends with Pei Yan Ri like a rich girl and then want to be their sister-in-law is not a big money is what? Pei Yan curl frowny face. Bah. I'm happy to be pimped. You want to be pimped and I'm still sick of it. Soft frowny face. Amber, Susoph, waiting for you. Amber was kicked out of the group chat. A few moments later, Amber's avatar was grayed out. After retrieving my phone, I was a bit strange. Why did Amber go offline? Pei Mai, I don't know, maybe she doesn't want to play anymore. Nina nodded in agreement. Yes, that's it. I never expected that Victoria would come as a guest. The thought of me prying away the man that originally belonged to her made me dig my toes into the ground in embarrassment. Victoria spoke first. Don't look so sorry for me. I'm only in a partnership with Pei Mai. I can't even be considered a friend. How come? Seeing my shocked look, Victoria couldn't help but laugh out loud. Didn't he tell you? My blind date with him lasted only 3 minutes. Right after we met, he told me that he has a crush on someone, and that he came back to China this time to chase after someone. Instead of wasting a meal, why don't the two of us talk about a project collaboration? Victoria skedaddled out, her face showing her displeasure. Originally I was quite unhappy since I was a child. No female could compare me until I saw you. I rubbed my face, a little embarrassed. Am I that good? No. Victoria simply rejected. I am the imperial type, you are the cute type. Pei Mai likes the cute type. What can I do? What can I do? I have to find another handsome guy. Me. Pei Mai came over in that true love green and rolled me up in his arms, a little wary. What are you saying to my wife? You don't want to teach my Soph a lesson? Victoria rolled her eyes. Look at you, you've got a tuggy face and you prefer to play foster? Put your heart in your mouth. Who would abduct your wife? But Victoria pulled out A picture, this is your youngest friend isn't it? The project profit share you 10 points, introduce him to me, pay my 20. Deal. In the spring, I flew abroad with Pei Mai to meet his parents. Pei's mom looked at me for a long time without saying anything. I was anxious, thinking that she was not satisfied with me. My mind recalled many classic mother-in-law and daughter-in-law response quotes. Unexpectedly, she pulled me aside and her first words were, "Are you an adult?" I said, "Auntie, I'm 22 years old." "Auntie, I'm 22 years old." Mother Pei added apprehensively, "You look so young, you wouldn't have been tricked by IE, would you?" "Auntie told you, if you've been cheated let me know. Auntie has a way to quietly send you." "Mom." Pei Mai hurriedly came, "It's not easy to catch up. How do you stir up to yellow?" Pei's mom bristled, "Who made the two of you look so much like forced romance trope? A high-cold hegemon, a delicate damsel. How typical match. I have to give people a little girl to prevent a hand." Pei Mu Yi held down his forehead and explained to me. My mom's CEO romance novels read too much. Pei's mom, who was stopped is not yet finished, and found an opportunity to say quietly to me, "One day if you are annoyed with Arnold tell me. I have a way to let you change your identity to ensure that he cannot find you." Pei Mai cannot stand it. The next day booked a plane ticket back to China and then get a license, then bought a villa near Pei's house as a wedding house. When moving, Nina leaned on the doorframe holding her arms and looking coldly at her own oldest brother. "I always feel like you're using me. When you were abroad, you cared about me so much that you even asked me who I was eating with when I went out for dinner, but in the past 2 months since I've been back home you haven't even sent me a single fart. You didn't send me a single fart in the past 2 months since you came back home. What you care about isn't me, it's whether or not there's a soft next to me." Pei Mai took out his cell phone to transfer money. Nina glanced at the arrival text message and immediately smiled like a picture. "Brother, sister-in-law, happy wedding, often come to play. Oh, extra." Pei Mai perspective. I picked up a blue mushroom on the side of the road in the middle of the night. Next to my unjustly seated sister squats a well-behaved little girl, dark and silky hair, neat bangs, lined her face only palm-sized. She raised her head to look at me, a pair of eyes stained with water vapor, innocent and watery, looking at the want to bully but not willing to bully. I used to think that girls as old as Nina were just kids who hadn't grown up. Their brains are nothing but stargazers and blind boxes, and they are almost in a state of undeveloped chaos. I thought today that I was wrong. She looked up at me and said, "This handsome boy is so handsome, want to kiss." Well, for the first time I had a leap of faith in my own external superiority and a little anxious. "Don't just think about it, you can act on it. I promise I won't move." The first time I got a love letter from Soph it was delayed by something else. After 3 nights at the office dealing with project issues I picked up my jacket and found the love letter. It's from sophomore. Soph says she likes me and wants to go home with me. Okay, I'll go pick her up. When I arrived at the school gate I only had time to see the pills scattered on the ground and Soph's almost broken back. The moment she turned her head and saw me I felt the stars in her eyes shatter. She started avoiding me. She started studying like crazy, entering contests, winning prizes, working part-time. Nina complained that she hadn't seen Soph for a long time. I realized that if I were still here Soph would keep walking around our house. If one day even Nina can't get close to her I'll lose all my chances too. I went abroad. In fact, I don't have the habit of going back to my home country for Chinese New Year. I only celebrate Christmas abroad, and the Chinese New Year in China is also the time for resuming work abroad. The company was in its startup period, and most of my energy was invested here until one day Nina suddenly asked me if I had any reliable friends around me, and she wanted to introduce Soph to a boyfriend. Introduce Soph to a boyfriend? Are you blind? I suddenly realized that a long time had passed, and the fragile little mushroom had graduated and become a beautiful and charming girl. If I hesitate Soph will be snatched away by someone else. How can this be? I cancelled all the trips before and after Chinese New Year and flew back to China as soon as I could. Just after I got off the plane, my car got stuck in the middle of the road and I called Nina to pick me up. All she said to me was, "Take a taxi yourself. I don't have time to worry about you if Soph is crying." I was so mad. I took a taxi in the middle of the night.